On this natural journey, we've all made mistakes. And there is one common mistake that a lot of new naturals and naturals that are seasoned makes. And I know they instantly regret it as soon as they make this mistake. Because after they make this simple mistake, they are stuck with trying to fix the circumstances and get out of this situation. But they don't know how to because it's so bad. And now they're stuck dealing with their hair for hours, even days, trying to correct this simple mistake that you could have avoided. I am going to show you how to tackle this mistake using a simple method and a simple technique that everyone should implement into their natural wash routine. This is a must. I'm telling you, this is going to save the day when it comes to wash day, and it's going to help you so much. But if you make this mistake, I'm also going to show you how you can correct it, how can you get through it, and how can you make sure that your hair does not suffer any consequences in length or volume because of this simple mistake that you made, okay? Okay, pause. Did you notice the mistake that occurred? If you haven't picked up on it yet, I didn't put her hair in sections. Yup, something as simple as sections can really, oh my gosh, can ruin your day. It can ruin your week, actually. It can ruin your mood, and this is something you don't want to do. You never want to wash your hair altogether. You never want to deal with your hair altogether. You always want to put your hair in sections if you have naturally kinky, coily, beautiful curly hair, because it will become a nightmare and things will get ugly if you don't, okay? But if you did, this is what you're going to do, okay, to get your hair back. You're going to grab a leave-in conditioner because we like to use softening products that's going to soften the natural hair and make it more pliable so we can correct this crucial mistake, okay? Of course, I washed her hair with an all-natural shampoo, and I like to use natural products on natural hair because it just makes sense. Why not use nature on natural hair? I mean, it deserves it, right? So, make sure you grab your leave-in conditioner from Main Magic Products at Cocaknotz.com, and you're going to put this all over the hair. I'm talking about coat it. Then you're going to take the Main Magic Growth Oil, which is a very thick oil, and you're going to cover the hair, okay? You're going to put the butter first, and then you're going to put the oil. Now, some people might say, why are you putting such thick butters and thick oils on a hair before you finger detangle? And that's because you need to throw the kitchen sink at this natural hair at this point, because you done messed up. You done washed your hair in sections. You done unraveled your hair all together. You done skipped the crucial step of not putting your hair in sections. So now we got to put everything we got. We got to put all the magic on top of this hair to make sure it listen. Okay, we got to tame this mane quick because we on a time crunch, because you know how natural hair is. You know, as soon as you put water on there, as soon as you done washing natural hair, it will dry up on you. Okay, so you got to move fast and in a hurry, because natural hair don't play that. Natural hair got things to do and places to go. Okay, so you gotta stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready for natural hair. Matter of fact, make sure you have a spray bottle next to you to make sure you have water to add to this natural hair at all times, because your natural hair will soak up all the moisture that you have in your natural hair. Okay, so make sure you keep that spray bottle handy. Now that you done put all this good old butters and oils on the hair, it's time for you to finger detangle and comb through this hair. Yeah, you're going to have to pull the comb out, okay? Especially if you plan on doing another protective style after this. Now, if you're not planning on doing some type of protective style that involves you having to have perfectly detangled hair, or you don't need any heat involved, yeah, you can finger detangle. You can use a pointed stick or just a rat tail comb and just make partings and finger detangle and do some twists or anything like that. But if you need to get your hair done with some weave, a lace wig, a lace front sewing, a lace closure sewing, braids, straight backs, something like that, ponytails, or some type of hairstyle that you need your hair blow dry, you're going to have to pull that comb out, okay? Now, make sure you revert to my other video I made on how to properly comb natural hair, because I detail in that video how you can comb natural hair without ripping that hair out, okay? Because we all know natural hair do not do the comb thing. It is not with none of that comb mess, because the comb will snag and pop and tweeze and pluck natural hair. The comb acts as like a scissors. So if you grow an inch, a comb will take off a quarter inch of your growth. So we don't like to use combs over here. But sometimes we got to use combs because we want a certain hairstyle. And nothing is wrong with that, especially if you use natural products. And if you try to avoid the comb as much as possible throughout the year, your hair should be strong enough to handle a comb every now and then. Especially if you use my products. My products going to get an extra scrent. Oh, not strength. Scrent with a K, okay? So once you got that extra scrent up in your hair can handle a comb, it can handle a silk press, it can handle a lot of things without falling off and breaking, okay? So pull out the comb and watch that video on how to comb natural hair. So I'm gonna comb through her hair, and if you feel like the butters and the oil is too thick on the hair that you can't detangle it properly because it's sticky, just put a little blow dry heat over it a little bit, and trust me, it's gonna melt the oil and the butter a little bit, and you'll be able to comb right through it, no problem. Just put the blow dry heat on it, heat up that oil on that hair for like 5-6 seconds, and you'll be able to get through that hair. And you will see why I put those thick butters and oils on such detrimental type of thing we had going on, because you ain't put your hair in sections. So you had to put some thick oils and butters on it to make sure you can soften it, because you need this hair soft, because you done created a tangle mess washing your hair all together. You need your hair soft. That's the only way you're going to get through it. If not, you're going to be dealing with knots and tangles, and you're going to be there forever, and you are going to create dreadlocks. So trust me, use these thick oils and butters. You won't be disappointed, okay? Because you already spent time using a detangler and water, removing your protective style and unraveling your braids and whatnot. But then you go wash your hair without in sections and mess that all up. So you basically finger detangled in vain. Okay, you see what I'm saying? So that's why you got to put your hair in sections. Wash your hair in sections. I'm talking about if you put your hair in 6 sections, you need to go 1 through 6 in sections, washing each sections, twisting it back up, sectioning back that hair, so you are not left with all this work. Now me, I'm breezing through it because I'm a professional, okay? But you probably ain't. So you need this video. So now that I have thoroughly got through one section, I'm just going to repeat the same thing throughout the rest of the hair. I ain't changing it up. If I have to add a little water, I'm going to add a little water. That's fine. If I got to add a little heat because the butters and the oil is still too thick, it's too cold in the house, and the butters are caked up on the hair and the oil is caked up, just melt it a little bit. Melt the butters with the blow dryer, hold the blow dryer on the hair, melt the butter and the oil for about 6-8 seconds. Let it get real slippery and then comb through it. Comb through it the proper way though. Okay, don't be tearing out nobody's hair. And still, when you're combing, you're still finger detangling with combing to make combing a little less. And as you can see, I ain't got a comb filled up with somebody's hair because I'm not combing to detangle. I'm combing to separate, if you get what I'm saying. Because if you think you can detangle natural hair, you got a sad mistake. You will never fully detangle natural hair. Trust me, I tried. You cannot unless you straighten it after. But to think you can fully detangle natural hair, I guarantee you in an hour it will be retangled, because our hair just likes to hug. If you have kinky, coily, curly hair, your hair likes to hug. It's full of love, okay? So you're never going to get it fully detangled at all. So don't even try. You're just trying to separate your hair and keeping your hair from permanently locking together. You know, you want your hair to hug, but you don't want it to lip lock. You feel me? So that's what you're doing with the comb. So Never think you're going to comb through your hair and excessively combing your hair. You're doing yourself a disservice. You're going to stunt your hair, slow your hair down from growing if you're constantly using a comb thinking you're detangling. It's not going to happen. Get it out your head. Now, if you want your hair to be somewhat more manageable, introduce heat and change the texture of your hair. And that's what heat does. Heat allows your natural hair to change textures temporarily. Okay? Temporarily. Okay? So if you want to have a softer texture and loosen your curls, add heat. You can add low heat. You don't have to be adding high heat. You ain't got to add heat to your ends of your hair. You can add heat just for manageability. Some people get carried away with the heat and they be using high heat, and then they use heat every day, and then they wonder why they have split ends and why their hair is not reverting. That's because you went too far. You went too doggone far. You were supposed to only use heat to soften and loosen your curl pattern just a little bit so it can be more manageable for you. I'm not going to lie. The longer your hair gets on this natural journey, I'm talking about waist length, I'm talking about hip bone length, it's going to be hard for you to manage such long, coily, kinky, curly hair. It's going to be hard for you to even find a stylist who's going to work with that, because a lot of people ain't never seen hair like that or dealt with hair like that. So you're probably going to have to start to introduce some type of Rev Air system or some type of blow drying system or some type of heating system to loosen your curl pattern, so you just make your hair a little bit more manageable for you. But if you want to start working on making your hair more manageable, go ahead and put it in sections, because sections is key. I'm telling you, if you do sections, you will avoid so much headache. This would have took me an hour less to do this hair if I had washed it in sections, but you know, I did it for you guys because I wanted to show y'all what you have to deal with if you don't do your hair in sections. Thanks for watching, and hit that subscribe button.